So before I get into today's video, I truly want to take a moment to thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart for all the kind words in last videos with what's gone on and everything. Me working in social media, there's no matter which way you slice it, there's a lot of negativity. I'm covering products, this, that, the other, anywhere else online, and it's kind of what gets embedded in you. But seeing your all's comments at the core of us, just being human and daily issues, whether pushing gaming or products aside, and seeing those kind of words from y'all. And I got on there each day and read the comments and still am, and it was awesome. I mean, you guys are a big help. And again, just before we get into this video, I want to thank you all so very much for all the kind words and support. Now, also, before we dive into the products here, I want you to stick through this intro, because me talking about, again, my gaming style and how it affects the products we're going to talk about, or even yours, it really plays into the products we're going to talk about and how you perceive them. So trust me, just stick through this. I just want to have a quick talking point here so we're going to be on the same level. As you can see by the title, we're talking about budget FPS gaming headsets. Now, number one, when we talk budget, that can be a wide range. Some people it's 100 and under, some people it's 50 and under. In my eyes, it's usually 50 and under. Now, unfortunately, none of the headsets we're going to talk about here are 50 and under. They're all pretty much 100 and under. But as I stated in previous videos, when you're looking at a $50 headset and you can get something for, say, 80 bucks, I truly think that beneficial difference. I'm not just saying, oh, hey, let me get a different click from you, make some more, affiliate click. That's not what I'm saying right here. It's just, I truly think that extra bit of money is going to get you a better experience. And then in the long run, you're really going to be a lot more happy with the product. So again, just talking gamer to gamer here, that's why I'm kind of classing this as budget. Because you can spend up to 300 bucks. Heck, all the headsets we've recently been talking about have been 300 bucks or more. So I think these are really affordable, fantastic FPS headsets. Now, talking about FPS, this is the other route we can go, right? There's so many different areas of FPS, right? Games, right? Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, Destiny, Counter-Strike, so on and so forth. And we can go on and on, right? There's so many different games. And all those games are really geared different for sound. Halo, for example, more towards the bass, you know what I mean? Rainbow Six, more towards the highs. So what are you playing as I talk about products, or anyone talks about, or you're shopping for an FPS headset? You have to think about, what am I playing? What kind of sounds am I shooting for? Am I trying to pull out? And is that headset doing it, right? Just to let you know right there, because again, you can watch 10 different videos about best FPS headsets, and everyone's going to have a different game they're playing. Me, I play a lot of Call of Duty. It's pretty much my main FPS, some Halo, and then Destiny. But Destiny is kind of like, I play more of the story side rather than the competitive side. And talking about competitive, that's the other way. A lot of people say, oh, hey, I want the best competitive FPS headset. Well, at the end of the day, every FPS is competitive. You're winning or losing, right? Do you take it serious to win or lose? That's the severity of, again, your competitive nature, right? Are you playing ranked? Well, then you're a lot more. But at the end of the day, you jump into a round of team deathmatch, you're playing competitive FPS, right? You want to hear them footsteps. You want to hear them reloads. You want to hear, again, those gunshots and which way to turn, getting those audio cues within that headset. So at the end of the day, we're all playing competitive FPS. Now, one last thing as far as this intro that I want to chime in on and let you know is all of these headsets that I'm going to be talking about here, I tested them with a core out-of-the-box sound. I went into any software that I had EQs tweaked, set them all to a default, which is that basic flat, because I wanted to make sure we're getting those audio cues, those footsteps, all of that detail we need in an FPS game with that core sound. You dabbling with the EQ is your business. Me tweaking mine around. You can go watch the standalone reviews and see all of that, which again, right here, we're just going to be talking sound. We're not talking build, comfort, mic test. We're not talking any of that here. We're just talking sound for FPS. And again, talking about all of these headsets, I left them all at a stock, solid EQ. I'm not using Atmos or anything in the background. We're talking that core audio sound, and you can tweak it and pull it out with anything you want. So again, we're talking core headsets here. So if you stuck around for that very long-winded intro right there, first off, thank you. But secondly, you're really going to catch the vibe of what we're going to start talking about here with these headsets. And I want to kick it off with the Logitech G Pro the wired version here, the Logitech G Pro wired. You got this little sound card, which you can also run 3.5 here. But again, at the core, talking about this headset, 50mm drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 20,000. But this headset has always delivered a really awesome, crispy, detailed sound with a sprinkle of immersion. It was really nice. Like when these came out, they've always been paired up to like the HyperX Cloud 2s, which is an absolutely amazing headset. It really is. But the Logitech's always just delivered a little bit extra right there, right? Again, talking about the little extra immersion. That's what I think you got from these compared to the HyperX, but we're not talking about immersion here, right? We want that detail, we want that clarity, we want that separation. And you really get that here, right? Me playing Call of Duty, I can hear an enemy coming around the side, and I can also hear that reload or someone else running when I'm getting those footsteps over there, right? I can really pinpoint them. Because what you're getting with this, again, is nothing's overdone, right? Everything's really nice and, I say crispy, right? The bass is crispy. The highs are crispy. The mids are, I don't know if I want to say crispy, but they're here just backing those up right there, you know what I mean? The highs are not piercing by any means, but you're getting all that detail. It's not just highs. Again, you're getting a sprinkle of immersion there. And that's what made this really fun. No matter what FPS game you're playing, even say Halo, where it's geared more towards bass, you got that right here. The sprinkle of immersion, you felt each different weapon, because at the end of the day, we're gaming to have fun. Even though we're talking about FPS or competitive here, you still want to have fun, right? And that's what you got with this right here. You felt the weapons, you heard the footsteps, you got that directional sound. You got a little bit of everything within this, right? Now they can play into multiple ways with this. Again, I'm not talking comfort or build or anything here, but putting this headset on, you're kind of right on that line of medium clamping force. Not uncomfortable, but by any means. But you got those fully pleather ear cups. So again, the drivers are a little closer to your ears, and that sound is locked in right there with the fully pleather pads. So talking about that really crispy, detailed sprinkle of immersion sound, it's all locked in there and getting really delivered into your ears directly. Nothing's really escaping right there. So you're getting that full constant sound, which is really nice. Also with the pleather ear pads, even when I just put them on right there, it blocks out a lot of the outside sound. So again, you're not getting any interruptions and everything is being constantly delivered to you. Again, as I stated, you can dabble in there and tweak up an EQ, but we're talking core. Flat sound right there, and I still got all of that. It was just really, really awesome, and I believe across any FPS game, that's what you're going to get with this. You're still going to enjoy your game. Your game's still going to be exciting, but you're still going to get that competitive edge. You're still going to really be able to pinpoint your enemies and stuff, and that's what this headset really delivered, and it's such an awesome headset still to this day, with it being one of the older ones on this list. I absolutely love this one. And talking about budget again, MSRP on this headset I believe is right around 100, but heck, you can get it for down around 80 bucks, if not even less these days. And it's, again, go watch the standalone reviews on all these. It is packing a punch even other than the core sound that we're talking about here. I really love this one, and this is a fantastic pick for any FPS player. The next headset that I'm going to talk about here is one I've raved about high and low. I've recommended nonstop, and it's just something that was a true shocker and still is. That is the Turtle Beach Recon 500s here. These are using 60mm dual drivers with a frequency range of 20 to 20. Now, let me touch on those dual drivers first right here, right? Now, these things are stinking massive, as you can see. But anyways, you get that driver for that bass, you're getting that driver for those highs right there. You know what I mean? So it's really getting that sound separation rather than a driver kind of delivering everything. Kind of like car speakers, right? That's what you get out of car speakers. So think about that. This is more like, again, a two-way type of speaker that you'd expect maybe in a house or some house speakers, if that makes sense there. And that's what you got with this headset, right? You got such a punchy, potent sound. It was like, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. It really was. Again, being able to really get those distinct footsteps and that distinct immersion, right? So it's almost like you got your weapons and your grenades and your score streaks over here. Over here, you got that detail and stuff. And we're not using any of that goofy, Turtle Beach with the superhuman sound. We're not using any of that. We're talking that core right here. And you got it. The detail on this is stinking fantastic. It really is. It's super crispy. The highs are a little more potent than, again, the Logitechs we were talking about there. but you're still getting that crunchy, just hitting bass in the background, that full, really earful of sound. Now, the one downfall about this headset, whenever you put it on right here, it's a lighter clamping force. It really is. But the ear pads, they're fully cloth, which I like because my ears don't get sweaty, you know, for long sessions, but you're going to have some sound bleed. And that's where it's going to drop off a little bit, talking about coming from the Logitechs where it's that full impactful sound just smack you in the face. These are very full for sure, but again, you get a little bit of that bleed out right there. Even putting them on like this and talking, they do block some out, but not nearly as much. So what I would say, y'all hear me rave about Wicked cushions all the time. These pads come off super easy, and you slap some Wicked cushions on there, and that's really going to transform this headset to, again, number one, be a little bit softer than these. Not saying these ear pads are bad. A little bit softer, bring those drivers in a little bit more, locking in that sound, and holy smokes, it is an awesome experience. But again, even out of the box, these massive drivers, the dual drivers, the separation, it's something really fun. Putting this headset in a budget video, it almost feels wrong, you know what I mean? Because again, it doesn't feel like a budget headset. The sound of this it's something you got to try. It's maybe one of the best budget exciting headsets I have ever tested, and it's something, if you play FPS, this is something I've recommended high and low, and as you see here, I still am. Now, MSRP on these guys is a little bit better, coming in at $80, but you can always find these for roughly around 50 or 60. And again, as I stated, even having this in a budget headset video is like, wow. But even talking about that price right there, what you can find them on right now is like, how? Right? You know, it's really cool. This headset is something that, again, is just phenomenal, and I truly recommend it for FPS players. Now, the last headset on our list is not going to be any surprise to y'all, as I have recommended it high and low. Many other reviewers had recommended it high and low as well. That being the Razer Blackshark V2 wired. This is the USB version here. Now, this headset can get confusing because they got the wireless version, they got the USB version, they got the 3.5 version, and they've came out with multiple versions of all of them. So it can get very confusing. But the cool thing about this headset is all of them are amazing. Now, as you're catching with all these headsets here, they're wired. You're always going to get better sound out of wired than wireless. Night and day difference, it depends on which headset, but no matter what, you're always going to get a little bit more juice, a little bit more punch out of a wired headset. Kind of like you hear people talk about headphones with amps, right? Same case with a gaming headset here. But talking about the Blacksharks, the 50mm Triforce drivers, all right? We had the dual drivers over on the Turtle Beach. You got the Triforce here, bass, mids, highs, and everything. Everything's being separated, and it is an exciting headset. Out of all of these, as great as all these were with me doing my test here, because I'm not just busting these out, referring back to old videos, I'm actually testing them on hand here, right? These were the ones that made me smile the most, kind of getting those footsteps, and I was like, wow, did I really just hear that guy coming around the corner? That was really cool. Now, the Blacksharks, as I stated many videos before, they're definitely more, I don't know if I want to say mid or bass driven, right? They're definitely a fuller sound right here compared to the others even. And you can dial into, again, and pull out an EQ or the sound normalization, stuff like that, voice clarity, all that kind of stuff. But even talking me testing on this bass sound, I still had that experience, which was really awesome. And again, talking about this being a well-rounded headset like the others right there, it's not just this overly high-pitched, headset like we see in a lot of FPS-driven stuff, whether it be IEMs or the old Steel series, stuff like that, You still get a well-rounded headset. Now, you get the same case on these guys. You got a light clamping force. You got the full cloth ear pads. I'm almost getting the same kind of response whenever I'm talking as far as hearing my environment when I tested the Turtle Beaches there. But Wicked Cushions just came out with pads for these too. If you want to block that out and bring them out a little bit more, that is a bonus. But talking about what we're getting right here, the footsteps and the separation and what you're hearing with these is awesome. It is super, super detailed and really cool to get all of those different sounds separated and hearing the different tones, right? The different tones of footsteps or a reload or someone running, right? That's what's cool. That's what I'm talking about here, getting those separations of those different sounds. right? And that's what this really delivered. And I think that's the help of the Triforce drivers, because that's also what we saw with the Turtle Beach, with the dual drivers right there, right? You're kind of getting a little bit extra with these compared to the Turtle Beaches. Now, also talking about getting a little bit of extra with the Black Sharks, you're also going to pay a little bit of extra compared to, again, the Turtle Beaches. As I keep going back to here, these are MSRP of $100, $20 more, and that's usually around the sale price as well. You're going to find them for $20 more than, say, around the Turtle Beaches. Is it justifiable or worth it? I think, again, the sound, why I only have 3 headsets on this list, is these 3 really just awed me, and I love the experience of FPS that I was testing. Where this is going to separate compared to Turtle Beach is what we're not talking about here, is going to be the comfort, right? That's where this one's really going to shine, and that's where the $20 difference is going to shine for me, at least. But again, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sound, and again, I think it does justify the price, but you're going to have to be the one that does justify the price as far as the sound difference and the price difference between this and the Turtle Beach. But at the end of the day, wrapping up these 3 headsets. Yeah, I only got 3 headsets in this video, right? And I tested a lot more. I probably went through, I'd say 8 to 10 headsets in this comparison, pulls them up like, nah, that's not really doing what I want. Okay, that's kind of doing what I want, you know? I got hundreds of headsets in my closet. I can pull this out and make this a video of 10. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to really pull it out and pick those sounds apart when I'm listening to FPS, right? Okay, wow, that's exciting. That's putting a smile on my face. I'm really hearing that. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what all 3 of these did right here. Go watch the standalone videos, and that's going to decipher which one you're going to want to go with in a budget FPS headset. We can talk build, we can talk comfort, we can talk style, you know what I mean? Watch the standalone videos as well as what we just talked about here, and that'll be able to pick apart what's going to be the winner for you. But all of these, as far as budget, FPS, competitive, gaming headsets, they all get a win in my book, and I think they are fantastic. So anyways, thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope I was able to help you out, and I hope you kind of understood the vibe I wanted to go with this video right here. Just kind of like we're all sitting at the test bench kind of talking together over it, right? But I want to know from you guys, have you used any of these headsets, and what do you think about them down in the comments? Again, I want to hear your feedback as well, and so do some of the other viewers. They want to hear about your guys' user experience, not just mine. So again, spark that conversation down below. But again, thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope I was able to help you out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.